What's up, Lowlives? It's your boy Rhino back with another episode of the Lowlife podcast. In with me, as always, my homie El Dano.
Oi, oi. How we doing?
How you doing? That is a Little Wayne thing. I don't know if I mentioned that, but
Yeah, it
they
is.
sell doormats that say "How
Howdy,
you
how you doing?
dern." Hey, motherfucker, how you dern? Or, hey, how you dern? Oh shit. Yeah, dude. I'm stoked. We're on our way to Deadbeat, hopefully. Well, actually, I guess this drops like 5 in the morning, so we're not getting up that early. But we're on our way to the Deadbeat retreat. And where is it? East Durham, New York, in the Catskills, Blackthorn Resort. It's our unofficial Lowlife show. It's always been a big part of this show. And I'm excited this year. We're gonna be doing all sorts of shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
People have been hitting me up and being
No.
like, what are we doing this year? Like, people want to fucking get rowdy, and I'm like, all right. I'm actually, honestly, I'm feeling a little burnt out, so I'm trying to get my fucking. I'm hoping I can kick myself out of this fucking funk before the Friday.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. For sure. But I'm going. I need it.
Yeah,
Like I said last week, it's not a yet for me to go, but I need it.
yeah, it'll
I
be
think
good.
Clay would be like, yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
Fucking
So no, it'll be good.
looks like good weather too, which is a welcome change. Looks like it's gonna be Friday, Saturday,
Yeah,
gonna be
dude.
sunny and nice.
It's fucking
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
First of all, I
Very.
know last week we talked about the ride out to Deadbeat and we had to cancel last minute. I just wanted to apologize for that. There's just I'm not going to get into the details, but couldn't make that happen to organize that with the shit that's going on. So uh I'm sorry about that. I'm most bummed about that, I think, than anybody, because I really like riding out there in a group. But Danny and I will be out to DVR sometime on Friday. I guess it's kind of up in the air right now. But we will definitely be there Friday, and hopefully early. I mean, what is it? A 4-hour something trek out there with gas stops and shit. It's
Yeah. About 4 hours. So yeah, a little bit more.
probably 4.5. And if anybody breaks down, I mean, I've been going through the bike this week just to make sure everything's tip top. It's not, hasn't been. So just reapplying Loctite where it needs to be, and then trying to attach things that aren't always on there, like my tool roll and fucking maybe some extra fuel, because I don't have any fuel gauge and all that fucking happy horse shit. So hopefully I don't have any breakdowns. But so
It's all right. We'll have the
yeah. If I do break down, I'm just saying fuck it. I'm gonna throw in Dan's truck. Yeah, I'm gonna be yeah, I'm hoping just like people show the fuck up. It's not gonna rain on the way out there. So you guys don't have any excuse. Come out and party with us. I know there's some dudes going, shout out to Despro, our boy Nick out in fucking Long Island. He's making the trek. He lives in New York, and it's further for him than for us.
yeah.
He showed the map today, and it was
Crazy.
like fucking over I think it was like 4 hours, 15 minutes or something. I'm like, you're in the same guy. That shows you how fucking big that state is, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, come.
Yep.
If,
We're going, man. This is the one.
yeah, this is, what year is it a Deadbeat, dude? 8, 9, 6?
8 or 9.
Is it?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bummed whatchamacallit, Jean-Luc's not going to be there because he's in Alaska with his girlfriend or fiance or whatever, wife. Fucking ditched us. He usually shows up at Deadbeat, and he's a real hoot. He likes to get drunk and talk conspiracy theories and aliens and shit. It's fucking fun. But we're going to miss you, Jean-Luc. I'm going to drink some Malort for you. I will be bringing some Malort. I was thinking. At first, I was thinking I was going to do like free margaritas or something, but I think I'm going to do free Malort shots by the pool. Dude,
People are gonna love you.
I got like 3 full bottles that people have gifted me. Thank you, Chicagoans. And then I also have like a bunch of those little nips, like 3 of the 6-pack of the nips of Malort. So I got more Malort than I can shake a stick at, and I gotta offload some of this. So it'll be fun. We'll see if
Yeah,
how
that's a
many
lot of
bottles we can go through.
this is we shit. You got a mouse in your pocket?
Yeah, dude. What else did we have? Oh yeah, so come party if you're on the fence about going to Deadbeat. You're listening to this Friday morning. Just peek down in your boxer shorts and try to find your testicles. Come out and party and do some fucking hood rat shit with us by the pool. We're gonna be drinking Malort and having a good time. You're welcome to stay and kick it with us. If you're listening to my voice right now, you must be cool. So hang out. Idle Hand Show 2026. All right. Just want to go over some key dates. If you're a builder, everybody that submitted is in. Build your ass off. And on October 1st, we're gonna be posting to the IG, okay? And we're gonna let you by October 1st, you have to have an updated collab. Don't be sending right now. All right. Take your time. Nobody's expecting a full fucking painted bike by October 1st, okay? We still got 9 months to go or whatever, 10 months to go, okay? So just show your progress, what you've done, what you've chopped up, what you fucking fabricated so far. It could still be a pile of parts, but we're going to be asking for a fucking update on October 1st, and that's going to be our first cut. First cut is the deepest. We're going to cut 100 motherfuckers out of this thing, okay? So we're going to whittle the pool down. It's going to start getting pretty competitive pretty quick. We're going to have a pool of 50, and we're going to be cutting another 25 at the beginning of the year, and then a final cut on April Fool's Day, 2026. That will be the final 13. Or someone called it, and sorry, I didn't. I just remembered it, and I'm not going to look through my phone. The Devil's Dozen. You know, like a baker's dozen is 12 or 13 in case they drop an egg. Devil's Dozen. I kind of like it. We'll think about it, but yeah, yeah, it's still A-side B-side, but you know, colloquially known as the Devil's Dozen. But anyways, yeah,
Right.
just I wanted to say something else that I think I forgot to say on the last show, guys. Idle Hand Show is free to attend. It's fucking free. You don't have to fork over $200 for a goddamn grass pass to go hang out in a parking lot, dude. It's fucking free because this show is by the people for the people. We want you to show up. We want your broke ass in there. We're not expecting you to buy anything. That's why we got dollar beers. Okay, son? We're going to have fucking free entertainment. You don't have to pay a penny. This isn't just for rich kids, all right? This is for the lowlives, the dirtbags, the scumbags, you know? Those motherfuckers out there that can't rub 2 pennies together to get a nickel, or however the fucking saying goes. All right? So this show is free to attend. All right. You can just show up. You show up with a fucking church bus full of people. Everybody gets in free. Father O'Malley doesn't have to pay any wooden nickels to get into our show. And that would be funny because it is going to be like the Devil's Carnival. You know, we got kind of like that satanic theme, even though I don't think either of us are very satanic. I just think it's cool. Iconic. Yeah. I mean, whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. It's a free show. It's just about fucking building bikes, doing it yourself, being a dirtbag. And yeah, we're gonna have fucking cotton candy. I forgot. I don't even think we mentioned that, dude. We're gonna have cotton candy. Maybe we can get one of those cotton candy artists that like make fucking shapes out of it, like make a giraffe out of cotton candy. I don't know. All right. Did you have anything? Is there anything else that we needed to do before we? Oh, we should probably tickle what the fuck is happening, who we're gonna have on.
Yeah. So this is the first of our so-called subject matter expert series. So today we are going to talk to the one and only Mikey Machine, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his trip out west, out to Sturgis, and all the badass shit they did out there. And then we're going to roll it and put himself in the position somebody who would be doing their first paint So we're gonna try and break down some stuff he thinks is mandatory and some things that maybe you don't need and some ways to go about things and just to get the wheel rolling. And then you have this episode to come back paint, or if you're in the middle of it or whatever you're doing. So and we would paint specific as well. We'll talk to other painters as we go out, as we go through here. But so enjoy.
And without further ado, Mikey Machine Paints, everybody.
All right, nerds, we're back with the one and the only Mikey Machine Paints. Welcome, my friend.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good, man. Thanks for coming back on, dude.
Up out of all of us, though. You look like
Yeah, for sure.
just chilling in that room, dude. It's like listening to like Sweet Home Alabama, fucking smoking a doobie, fucking kick your feet up on the fucking cowhide. Sick.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, there's a vinyl record up here. Vinyl record player for sure. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Good
it's
shit.
good.
So,
Um,
hey, there's something you've been wanting to tell everybody or whatever, and we haven't been able to get you on, but you are now a sponsored painter. Why don't you talk about that real quick?
yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, so I got I got on their sponsored team painters for Tropical Glitz. Last time I was on, we were kind of talking about it, and yeah, Manny hit me up and asked me if I was interested, and fuck yeah, I was. It's kind of like a goal. I quit my union job to become a full-time custom painter, so um, it kind of made me feel like I made it, and it's pushing me even further to do more shit, because there's more material available to me. It's more affordable. Because paint's really expensive and it's hard to experiment with things when it costs so much money. So now that it's more available to me, it's kind of easier for me to experiment with new techniques or try to develop something different, you know what I mean? So it's I'm really stoked to be part of it. Manny's been like the best. He follows up with me with any questions I have. He asks me like how the products are doing, and you know, um he definitely keeps in touch with me, and he's really awesome to deal with.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations for one.
Thanks,
Well fucking deserved. Very cool. And
thanks, dude.
yeah, that's awesome, man. Very cool.
Yeah, what do you
Thanks, man.
Sweet.
what is exactly what is a sponsorship? They give you like new stuff to try out. Like I don't know, because like in the skating world, right? They'll be like, all right, you're sponsored. Here's some shoes. Here's a deck. Like, is it kind of similar to that?
Yeah. Um, so like we don't get like like there's like, Manny's always developing new stuff, and it's not like we get to try it out first, but we do get a preview of what it is. Um, things are things are discounted to us. Damn, those kids are going crazy, damn. Um, yeah, they're having a ball up there, dude.
They're both
So
sick too.
they are sick.
On a sick one.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff's discounted. Some things are free. But yeah, we don't get you know, we don't get just whatever handed to us, but it is a huge discount, and yeah, it's fucking sick. So
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, Tropical Glitz is killing it right now. I can't wait to start using a bunch more of their shit. I used some on the Trippy 10 helmet and like night and day, like for real, night and day. You were right.
yeah,
Totally different
yeah,
shit. So
it's
yeah,
it's the
I'm really
best.
excited to use more.
It's the best, dude. It's super affordable as it is. But dude, I've been able to learn like so many new things since I've switched strictly to Tropical Glitz. But Manny checked, and I think I've been buying from them for I think like 8 years or something like that. So yeah, I've been buying from them for a long time. But yeah, dude, I mean you've used it, Dan. I mean it's fucking awesome shit.
Not that I know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it's great for yeah.
Stop.
I've never had
It,
any issues with it, man.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Good shit. Cool. So let's get into the Sturgis trip, dude. That looked like fucking heaven. Walk us through some of that.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. So
first of all, how'd you come up? Who like kicked off the idea, and who went?
and so Chris over at Oxford Choppers kind of came up with this idea. And we were just like, yeah, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck yeah. So um it was Chris's whole idea, and Nate Plum got on board too. And all three of us, we kind of all built brand new choppers. And Nate and we both got them done like the day before we left. And Chris got like, I think, like maybe 1,000 miles on his build. So we were pretty much all on brand new bikes that we just built and rode them to
Was that part of the
Sturgis.
plan?
So
Like Chris was like, let's build bikes and bring them to Sturgis, or it just happens that everybody had something to build?
it just so happened, and that everybody had something to build. You
No
know,
shit, that's fucking
so,
awesome. I didn't
so
know
it
that part.
wasn't. Yeah, yeah, it wasn't planned. Um, we just kind of fucking, we all of our bikes we had were just kind of tired, or we sold bikes or whatever. So it was just everybody was just kind of building new bikes. So, um, it's you're kind of like, it's different when you're building a bike to just go to a show, because you're like, all right, dude, like it's cool. I can just kind of push it in there. It doesn't really have to run, you know. But dude, when you're like finishing this bike up and you're like, dude, I gotta ride this fucking thing, pretty much across the country and further, you're like, this thing's gotta perform, So everything, is kind of like, I don't know, dude. It's different. It was pretty scary. I was just like, dude, I'm not gonna get it done. I'm not gonna get it done. And then it was just fucking working every single night, late as shit. And I think I painted it and put it together, I think, in like 3 days. So
Holy shit,
yeah, yeah,
that's a fucking tight
yeah, it's pretty
deadline.
crazy.
So when was the conception? Like, how much time did you have before you committed to the trip and to get the bike done?
I have plenty of time.
Yeah,
um, yeah, pretty much. I think it was like the end of maybe like the end of last summer, kind of. We kind of made the plan up, but my motor blew up and my cone shovel had to. I've been riding that bike for like 12 years or something, so the motor blew up, and I spent a lot of time rebuilding my motor, and then I decided to rebuild the entire bike after I rebuilt the motor. So I just spent a ton of time refabbing a bunch of shit around it too. So
it has
thanks,
a
dude.
one of the coolest features
Thanks.
is that fuel reserve tank on the back. What is that? What
Yeah,
does
on
that
the sissy
hold?
bar. That holds a gallon.
1 gallon.
That
Oh
holds
no
a
shit.
gallon.
Did you have to
Yeah.
use it?
So I got like three. I didn't have to, but I did. So I got like 3 gallons total on board. Um, it's probably around 120 to 130 miles I can get between both tanks on that thing.
Shit. It's an aluminum tank, is it? Or is it stainless steel?
It's a, it's aluminum. Yeah, the tank is aluminum,
Shit.
and
Is
then
it welded right to the
it's
sissy
bolted.
bar, or is it
It's
attached with
bolted to.
like rubber grommet or like rubber? Is it like rubber mounted, or is it welded
It's
directly on?
bolted.
Oh, it's bolted on. Okay.
Nah, it's bolted on. Yeah, there's no rubber mounts or anything like that. So
Shit. Yeah, I was
so
wondering
yeah,
how like a tank, an aluminum
it
tank
went a
full
while.
of fuel on a sissy bar is gonna rattle around. So I was like, I wonder how that's gonna fare on like such a long trip of like constant vibration.
It seemed to do okay. It's still on there. It's not leaking or anything. So I guess it did okay.
That's sick.
So how was the ride out?
So Chris and Nate, they left from like Connecticut. Chris is from Connecticut. Nate's from Mass. and then Chris met Nate in Massachusetts, and then they rode all the way out here to like the Buffalo, New York area. And then that was Monday, or I'm sorry, it was Monday. They met me here Monday. And then no, they met me here Sunday, and then Monday was the day we left. So we left on Monday. And so we left here Monday morning, and we wanted to get to Toledo, like in Ohio, pretty much the first day. And we just we hit like shitty ass rain in Cleveland. And we got stuck under this overpass, dude, for like 2 fucking hours, dude. We were just chilling underneath this overpass. And so it's like, what else, like what else are you gonna do, dude? So we're like sitting there, and Chris is like rolling up a blunt underneath this overpass, like while it's pouring. And there's like, just this giant puddle of water like on the barrier. And this fucking truck comes and just fucking splashes the shit out of Chris while he's like rolling this blunt. And Chris is soaked, and the weed was fine, dude. Like he saved it, and it was awesome. Yeah, so we're chilling there, and my buddy Eric, uh from Big Dog Cycles, he's like he's messaging me, and he's like, "Yo, how you doing?" And I was like, "Yo, I'm under this overpass." And I sent him my location. He's like, "Dude, I'm 10 minutes away." So fucking Zartman just pulls up underneath the overpass. He hangs out with us for a little bit. He smokes a cig, and he fucking left. So it's just like, it was cool, dude. We were just hanging out underneath this overpass for a little bit. And then the rain ended up letting loose, and we got like a little outside of Toledo that day. And then that was Monday. And then Tuesday we no, I'm sorry, it was Monday night. We ended up meeting up with Chicken Rick out in Ohio. So then
But yeah, I saw
we
him
were
on the ride.
met up.
I was wondering where he came into the story, or so he was already out that way already. So was he coming? Did he leave like earlier than you guys or something, or what was he doing out there in Ohio?
he he left the same day. He's just on that brand new Pan Am and pretty much
Oh
just
shit!
crushed miles. Yeah, he just kind of wanted to get like a day in of just like ripping,
Yeah,
like not staying with these slow fucking shitty choppers. So he met us out he met us out there, and so we stayed overnight in like a fucking hotel or something. And Chris cooked fucking chicken fajitas on a little grill in the parking lot. So sick. From there, we left to so it's this Tuesday. We left to go to Milwaukee to go meet up with Kevin. Sorry, I'm getting a little lost here. Where the fuck were we? So when we were heading out to yeah, we headed out to Milwaukee, but on the way, fucking Chicken Rick was like, "Yo, do you guys want to go around Chicago, or do you guys want to go through Chicago?" And I was like, we were all just like, "Nah, dude, like we don't want to go through the city." So Chicken Rick, took us straight through the middle of the fucking city. And it was, the bikes were smoking hot, but it was cool as shit, dude. Like we got to, ride choppers through like Chinatown, and then we parked on the side of the road alongside the Sears Tower and hung out for a little bit. So it was pretty cool, like that was the first time I ever been to Chicago, and it was pretty sick to rip choppers through there. So uh, yeah, it was sick. So then we left there, and then we head a little bit north up to Milwaukee, and then we stayed at Kevin's house up there. He throws on the Stupid Show, and part of a couple shows out in Sturgis. So we got to stay at his house, and met up with this dude Bo from Chicago, and he's got a really cool pan shovel. He rode with us too. there's a bunch of dudes that rode up with us, and so we left there the next day, and dude, it was pouring all fucking day. And it was just like a really, really shitty day, and none of us really wanted to kind of leave. So we got on the road, and we were going. We probably only went like 100 miles, and it got to a point where you kind of couldn't ride anymore. So we kind of just got a hotel room, and then just kind of called it a day, and kind of just hung out for the day. And then we hit it the next day pretty early, and we made it out to, I think, Wisconsin, and then, we stayed the night in Wisconsin, and then got into South Dakota the next day. Um, so that was Friday, and then, I had, like, 2 breakdowns. I had a tappet failure, and then I ended up snapping my primary belt. I think Chris snapped a primary belt. Uh,
You guys both
I
snapped
think, like,
primary belts
Nate
the same
Nate
day?
had. Yeah, the same day.
Oh, what the
Yeah, the
fuck?
same fucking day. And then, yeah, yeah, dude, it was crazy. Like we were both like pretty fucking close to Sturgis, and we both snapped primary belts.
That's fucking
So,
wild, dude.
Nate's bike did, yeah, Nate's bike did fucking awesome. I think he was just having like like a stupid magnet problem with his magneto, but other than that, his bike ran fucking great. Um, yeah, so we yeah, so, like, I ended up breaking my primary belt, like, an hour outside of Sturgis, and, so we tried putting my new belt on, and then we kind of fucked up my new belt putting it on. So, yeah, so I was kinda, like, limping it down the side of the shoulder, and, this kid's fucking filming me outside of his truck, with a trailer, he's like, "Fuck yeah, dude, sick," and I'm just like, "Dude," like, fuck, I'm, like, fucked right now. And I was like, "Dude," I'm, like, screaming at him. I'm like, "Dude, you got room in your trailer? You got room in your trailer?" And, he's like, "Yeah, dude." So, I threw my bike in his trailer, and we got to Sturgis. I was only, like, an hour outside of Sturgis, and went to the very first swap meet, like, as soon as I got there, and, got a fucking primary belt, got my primary belt on there, and was able, to get back in business. And, Cody was the one who picked me up, uh, at Bungo Industries, really fucking cool dude, but he had his trailer, he had fucking a jack with him, all the tools, and, if it wasn't for him, dude, I was, like, kinda fucked, dude, like, I was in the middle of, like, South Dakota, like, just kind of nothing around, I was fucked. So, like, I was, like, limping down the shoulder, and, I was just super stoked he stopped. And the whole thing was just like a giant coincidence because he was camping, with all like the Martian Machine dudes and like Chicken Rick. So like we were gonna end up being camp buddies anyway. So it was like this giant, yeah, it was like this awesome coincidence. And I made a lifelong friend with Cody for sure. He's, a really awesome dude.
Where is he out of? Is that
Yeah.
Bungo Industries?
Yeah, he's out of Cleveland, right outside of Cleveland, Ohio.
Shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's wild, dude.
Yeah, he's a
How'd
big
you fuck
chrome
up the
guy.
second belt that you were replacing? Like, did it get a tear in it or something?
Yeah, so on the crank pulley, I was running the outer shoulder, washer, and, we tried slipping it on around that, which I knew, I was gonna fuck the belt up, but I basically had my transmission out on the side of Route 90, dude, and, we were all just kinda frustrated at that point and forced it on, knowing what the consequences could have been, and it was the worst outcome possible. So, I ripped the shit out of my belt, and I had, like, maybe, like, a half inch of the belt left, and I was like, "Alright, dude, I'm just gonna at least try to limp this thing to at least a fucking gas station, and, I'll be able to figure it out from there, but I have to get off the side of the highway, and, so I was limping it down the road, I only went maybe, like, 5 miles down the road until fucking Cody spotted me, so you know, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
That would have sucked to do 100 miles, like, limping it on a fucking shoulder, dude. If it even lasted that long, you know?
Yeah, I know. I don't think it would've, dude. I don't think it would've, and there was you know, fortunately, everything worked out. I went soon as I fucking made it into Sturgis, dude, we stopped at a swap meet, at Camp Zero where we were staying, and it was the first dude I talked to. He had the fucking primary belt I needed.
Dude, that's
So,
beautiful. Wow,
um,
man. I can't believe how many
yeah,
The road
yeah.
yeah, like,
provides,
how many
man.
times
What's
things
up?
went almost so wrong, and then immediately it just, like, fixed itself. Or, like, it offered like, a way out,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's fucking uncommon to fuck up 2 primary well, I guess it's really uncommon for 2 primary belts to snap on 2 different vehicles in the same day, on 2 different bikes, and then to put on a replacement and that gets fucked up, and then you get a 3rd one, you know?
Yeah, dude,
Long day.
we were fucking cooking, dude. We were doing, 300, 400 miles every single day. And it was just, I got a close primary with the BDL open belt set up in there. So having it closed off doesn't fucking help either because it's just, keeping the heat in there. So, after I fucked my belt up, I ended up just keeping the derby cover off just to, keep some air going in there. But yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
Shit.
Um,
Was that day, like, when you
so
that
I
final
yeah.
day when you got the belt back on, you were finally getting into you're limping it, was it, like, super fucking hot, or was it raining still, or what was
Nah, it was hot as shit, dude.
so you were
The
on the side of
last
the
like
highway fucking
after we
sweating
got
your
outside of
balls off
Milwaukee.
trying to get this shit fixed 100 miles out.
Yeah, dude. And it was like a huge kick in the nuts too, because when you really start getting close to Sturgis, you really start seeing all the trailers, like all the motorcycles and all the trailer queens and shit. And you're seeing all these bikes being unloaded off of trailers, like off of like on ramps and exit ramps off the side of the highway, and these dudes are, like, riding, like, the last little stretch into
They
Sturgis,
really do that?
and okay, yeah,
The
yeah,
fuck?
it's real. Yeah, they really do that.
That's so fucking lame,
Yes.
dude.
So,
Imagine doing
dude
that shit, dude.
yeah, yeah. So, after, like, I ripped my belt, and I was on the side of the road, I'm just like, "Fuck, dude," "God damn it," I was like, "What the hell am I gonna do?" And, you start seeing all these empty trailers just blowing by, and you're just like, "Damn, dude, like, scoot me up, dude, I'm fucked." But everything happens for a reason. Because if one of those dickheads picked me up, I wouldn't have met Cody, so
There you go. Yeah, all the right people stopped.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so when we ended up getting out to Sturgis Saturday, it was right when, Chicken Rick had his wiffle ball game. Yeah, that shit was funny. The ending was the best. It was watching Rick trying to hit fucking Roman candles, and he actually hit one. It was pretty sick. So yeah, so we went. We did the wiffle ball game, and then every night we would go to the Buffalo Chip, and there was concerts and all that shit. And so we went and seen like fucking Gene Simmons. Uh, Who else was there? It was like fucking Nickelback, Five Finger Death Punch. Uh, God, I forget, dude. It was just like, no one's super sick, but it was just like Nickelback was pretty cool though, dude. But the concerts, yeah, dude, it was actually really fucking cool. It was really cool. There was like, that night, there was like a fucking dude walking on a tightrope. Then there was like dudes doing backflips on fucking dirt bikes over like this, over like that like wall of death thing where they're like in like a ball and they're just riding dirt bikes. Like, dude, there was just so much shit going on. And then there was a dude on top of a limo, like on a dyno, doing a burnout with a dude strapped to the front of the hood of the limo, and they crashed through two piles of wood that were on fire. So this is, dude, this is the opening to Nickelback, dude. So Nickelback doesn't fuck around, dude. So then, so then, Monster Energy drink is there, and I guess they're like sponsoring the event. So then they set up a huge wall of Monster Energy drinks, dude, and they got everybody from Camp Zero, like where I was staying, and we all got on mini bikes. And we got to ride the fucking mini bikes through this wall of Monster Energy drinks. Dude, dude, it was the coolest fucking thing ever. We're
Were
like,
they
you know, we're all like
full
doing burnouts and
monsters? Like, were they empty can? Oh
yeah, yeah,
fuck!
full monster can. Yeah, yeah. And then there's like this fucking couch, like a motorized couch there that was driving around that like went through the wall too. It was so cool, dude. Uh, There's like two mini bikes that or two like mopeds that were like built with like what the fuck were they? Like jet skis. So they look like jet skis, but they were on like bikes, like bicycle or like motorbikes or some shit. I don't know. It was fucking awesome. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, I gotta get
Yeah. And
fucking
then
Nickelback tickets,
I
dude.
went to a I don't think any of them will be that cool. So yeah, dude, there was just a ton of shows. Um, you know, I went to the Mama Tried show out there. Sasha Cycles had a bunch of shows going on that I went to. I went to Dave Perowitz's paint show. Um, yeah, it was awesome. Pat's Lead Sled show at the Bikini Beach Bar. That was fucking sick, dude. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. That was my favorite party.
That
Yeah, that
looked
was
like, yeah, that looked like some postcard shit. That was nuts.
Is that the
yeah,
one where
that
they
was
put like the
super fun.
All the
motorcycle in
bikes
the
in the
water?
water.
That they had a platform in the
Yeah,
water. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah,
took home some hardware at that, didn't you?
yeah, I did, dude. I won a bunch of shit, dude, like a bunch of gift certificates. I won a white knuckler knife from Bear, you know, over at
Hell
White
yeah.
Knuckler. So I was super stoked on that. Cody won one too, so we were fucking
Sick.
pumped. Yeah, we were pumped, dude. It was awesome. Um, yeah, I won best paint at that show, so I was super stoked on that.
That's awesome, man. Well deserved too.
Thanks, dude. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
And then that kind of wrapped up Sturgis, right? You beat feet after that?
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty much that. That was it. I mean, Chris and Nate, they only stayed there for like a day and a half, and then they continued on. They went out to like Yellowstone and like Wyoming and all that shit. And yeah, they continued on, but um me and Rick, we stayed at Sturgis and we partied, and you know, so their riding adventure went a lot longer than mine. So, but when I was out in Sturgis, we got to, you know, me and Bungo, we rode out to Mount Rushmore through the Black Hills, and that was fucking so awesome, dude. That was so sick. Um, you know, we got out to Mount Rushmore and got, you know, we climbed like a hill, like a mountain that's pretty close to it, and we smoked a joint up there. Um, we took a scenic piss, you know, it was fucking awesome. And when we were riding home, like, you know, like the sun was setting like at like perfect timing, dude. It was like a sunset ride home. As soon as we got back to camp, the sun was down. And dude, that ride was sick, but I definitely want to go back again because there's just a ton of riding to do out there. So
How long were
I
you
gotta
in
go
Sturgis
go
for
back.
then? How long did you stay?
I think 6 days.
Oh, 6 days. Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, I was in Sturgis yeah. Yeah, it was tight.
I'm just sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say I'm gonna burn all of next year's PTO on Sturgis. Fuck it, I'm
It's a
doing it.
good
My wife
time.
wants to go too.
Yeah, it's a good time, dude. As far as like riding there, dude, you don't really hit any awesome riding until you're like, dude, like Wisconsin, like once you get to like the western part of that state, it gets pretty nice. But it's not until you get like to like central South Dakota where you actually start seeing something. But it's fucking farm fields, and it's just fucking corn and some sunflowers and then it's like corn, so it's not like any awesome riding. It's the best parts to ride are out there, but riding there on a rigid chopper is it's sick, it's definitely an experience. It was fun as shit. So
Hell yeah. How was the
yeah.
ride back?
I didn't ride back. Um yeah, yeah, yeah. I ended up trailing back to Cleveland with Cody and then ended up, going home from there. So that's only like 3.5 hours from home. So um yeah. So yeah, I didn't fucking ride home. And dude, my knees still fucking hurt. Yeah, yeah, they still are fucking. I wanna go. I definitely wanna go again.
Yeah, maybe I'll break the panhead in doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I'm
should.
down. I got it. What is it?
What do you think,
What was
Rhino?
it? 85th this year, right? So next year's 86th.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm down.
Mm.
yep,
I gotta
yeah, it
go
Get
was
then.
86th
85th.
at the 86th.
Yeah. We'll just have to
Camp Zero,
pack
dude, Camp
extra
Zero
like
is where
3
you
or
gotta start.
4 primary belts. We know those are prone to go on that trip.
Yeah, they are, for sure.
I mean, shit.
But
That's a fairly common thing to go. At least it's the primary belt and not something more irreplaceable. You know what I mean?
True.
you're right. Yeah, I
Could
mean,
be
I
worse.
I definitely gotta fucking work on it. I haven't ridden it since I've gotten home, fucking 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I haven't even touched it really. It's, kinda sat around, fuck, for, like, 2 days before I even moved it. I've been riding my 66, like, pretty much like, a lot this summer. I've been kinda, like, riding that around. I definitely have to go over that whole bike and, work on some shit and fix it. Uh, Everything on it's pretty much loose. So, yeah.
Fuck yeah. Sick.
I gotta
Anything else you wanted to say about Sturgis in particular?
Do I have anything?
No. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Rhino?
I
My
was gonna
bad.
ask since
Yeah.
you're so since this is coming out on Friday, are you gonna make it up to Deadbeat?
No, I can't make it up there. Um, I know, dude. I'm pretty much fucked for anything like shows for the rest of the season. That's why, Sturgis was kind of like my big trip because my summer's been pretty busy. Me and my girlfriend, we like to travel and we've been traveling a lot. Um, so I took 2 weeks and traveled, and did like one giant motorcycle trip. And so in a couple weeks, we're going to Ireland, and then from Ireland we're going to Malta, which is like a little island in between Sicily and northern Africa. So um, Yeah, I won't be able to make a couple of trips, so I'm trying to, just kind of get some, before it gets too cold, probably like early fall, just do like a little trip, out into like Allegheny Valley out in Pennsylvania or something, do a little camping trip out there. But other than that, I'm pretty much not doing any motorcycle shows. Um, I'm like pretty busy with painting, and then my other free time's just been traveling. So
It's a fucking pretty epic year of travel, dude. Going to Sturgis, then going to Ireland and Malta. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, dude, we just we just got back from New York City last night.
Oh
So
yeah, I
we went
saw
up
it in the
there
pics.
for
Yeah,
like a day and a half.
no shit. That's fun, man.
That was fucking
Killing it.
fun.
Ireland, dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nice. We were just talking
Yeah,
about that last
jealous.
week, Dan. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, if I had to pick an international place to ride, that'd be it.
Yeah. You can do the whole thing, I think, in like 3 hours or something.
Yep, for sure. But it's
I'll
gorgeous. I've only been there passing through. My first deployment, we came through Shannon, Ireland, and when we landed, it was middle of the night, so you couldn't see anything. But when we left, we flew out at sunrise, dude. It was fucking. I can't even explain it to you. It was like, oh shit, God might actually be real. Like, damn, like it's fucking, dude, the greenest green I've ever seen. It was, yeah, incredible. I'm very jealous.
That's so
Enjoy.
awesome. That's so sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to go. I'm really excited.
Hell yeah.
I've never been to like any European country, so um pretty stoked to go there.
Yeah, I've never been to
And
Ireland.
That's
I want to
awesome.
go. It's
Malta.
like not just to like see stuff, but I want to spend an entire day at an Irish pub. Like I want to go in there for breakfast and like hang out with the old dudes. I picture like kind of like a Hobbit-esque place with a bunch of like fucking peat moss on the roof, and just like drop me off and see how long I can last before someone beats my ass type of shit, you know?
Oh god.
Shit.
All right, so
Yeah.
let's roll into the second half here. We got plenty of time, right, right,
Oh, yeah.
boys?
Yeah, I'm getting thirsty.
Yeah. Do you want to take a break and go get a drink or whatever?
I can be back in like 2
Yeah, yeah.
seconds.
Cool. Yeah, let's do that.
So, Brad.
But I'm not editing anything, so
I got
we'll
my
fill the air. Oh, we got a good shot of the couch. Oh, dude. I'd crash on that thing. Hard, dude.
For sure. You would snore so hard on that couch.
Hey, I'm not going to be snoring in about a month, dude.
True. Half man, half machine.
You're going to have to start calling me Ryborg. Dude.
So that couch, like
Nice.
I have 2 matching barrel seats for that couch too. They're on the other side, but you can't see them in
It
the
takes like
camera.
every ounce of my fucking being when I'm on Facebook Marketplace not to buy up every barrel furniture. Like there's mad like barrel furniture out there but it's expensive as fuck, dude.
Yeah. Here, let me turn it around. See.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, my home
I
is
got my
missing a
ring
chill
light-
place to
Got
hang
my
out
ring
like
light
that.
going because it's dark. Yeah, so on the other side of this, I have my workstation table where I do all of my taping and all of my layout work. So, I have a ring light up here all the time, because it's super bright and it helps me see, with laying out that tape. Uh, it's fucking small, so that ring light's fucking bright as fuck. And all of the lighting in my house, everything's LED, but it's all, um, most of it's warm, warm colored bulbs, so they're not really bright. So with this, it's cool colored lighting and it's super bright. So
Oh shit. Yeah, so this is we wanted to talk to Mikey, definitely for like we had committed part of the Idle Hand show, which hopefully Mikey will be at. We got a commitment from you right now, 2026, 7-Eleven.
well, it's 2026. It's next
Oh
year,
yeah,
right?
2026.
Yeah, I'll be there.
July.
Hopefully 2027 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we want to bring on
Yeah.
like subject matter experts to help people out. We have a lot of people in the maybe they've built bikes before, but maybe they, you know, a lot of dudes, especially like really talented guys, um, they're super good at fabricating, but they don't know how to paint, you know, because like painting is its own thing, is super hard. You know, fabricating is super hard. You know, the mechanical shit. It's hard to be a master of all those things. So we're hoping like to help out people that are just getting into painting or just doing, you know, doing their first builds, but also people that are like, and I've had a bunch of dudes hit me up and they're like, hey, can I have someone paint this for me? Because I'm going to build a beautiful bike and I don't want to fuck it up with a rattle can paint job, you know, type shit. But yeah, just take us
All
through,
right.
I guess I think of it like, you know, almost not like a super beginner's thing, but you know, like what would you do if you had like a young apprentice boy and then he wanted to learn about paint, you know? Like how do you paint like how do I get sponsored by Tropical Glitz eventually? You know, what do you do to become that level of painter, like to do a really good paint job?
Oh man. God, that's a long fucking process. I've been painting for 20 years, dude.
That's
So,
fucking nuts. That's
um,
a lot of painting, dude.
yeah, 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 that's a lot of fucking painting. Um, yeah, so I started out, I went to a trade school right after high school and did the trade school thing and went into an apprenticeship and um was detailing and shit. But once you like before you can paint or before you can even do body work, you have to learn how to like properly prep like primer body work. So it's getting familiar, excuse me, it's getting familiar with like a flawless surface. And seeing imperfections. Um it's just getting familiarized with keeping original body lines and keeping everything in as smooth as possible. So that's like the very first thing you learn in the collision industry. So when you're doing that, you're learning what good body work is and what bad body work is. You're looking for like pinholes, you're looking for deep leftover scratches because it wasn't sanded out properly. So these are things that you get to learn before you even become a body man. So when you become a body man, these are already things that you should be aware of that like you should avoid, for the prepper. When you're prepping the primer, you want it to be the absolute best for the painter because usually the painter's like the fucking superstar in the fucking body shop. So if anything is like a fucking hack job, basically the painter's gonna fucking clown you in front of the whole shop, because he's the superstar, and that's just how it is in every goddamn shop,
They're rock stars
Um,
like Nickelback.
so
They throw their weight around.
yeah, dude. Yeah, for sure. So, you get into doing some body work and shit, and then I got on to doing framework, like heavy rec work, doing unibodies, frame repairs, quarter repairs. And I decided to fucking quit working in collision shop. It just wasn't for me. So then I went into a hot rod shop, and then that's where I learned how to, do full frame off rotisseries. And I got into doing a lot of muscle cars, and we had two rail cars, we had three door cars, and like a track S10 too. So that's when really started getting into like speed and performance and like vintage shit. Like that's where I really started getting into it. Um, so that's when I started seeing like, custom fucking paint and all that stuff. And I was still riding BMX and I was like at FDR skate park in Philly and Ride to Skate was going on and that was like the first time I seen choppers, and it was just kind of like everything kind of clashed together right there where I was just like, all right, dude, let's paint. I like painting. So, um, I kind of already was, I already did body work. I've already was painting and all that stuff. But then when you start diving into custom painting, um, kind of you have to be creative, and I guess really if you're gonna dive into painting your first thing, um, a lot of things that are overlooked is like, when you're gonna first paint your thing, even a painter right now, Dan, you understand this. You're like, what fucking color do I paint this thing? It's the same thing even if you're painting your house. You're like, what color do I paint my fucking house? Or what color do I paint my fucking motorcycle? So I think before you even fucking start painting your motorcycle is figure out what color you're going to paint it. And you really have to lock into that. And you have to understand the basics of color theory. And it's like, I don't know, like, dude, this is a color wheel. And a lot of people probably see these and don't know what the fuck it is. But it's a color wheel. And it helps you with complementary colors and hues and shades and all that shit. And it will help you with color selection. And it'll show you, what colors look good with each other and what complements each other. So once you get that, then it's like figuring out placement, you know, like yellow is a super bright color, but if you want it as an overall color, you should really figure out what shade of yellow you're gonna do. Because I mean, school bus yellows might look a little crazy, so that's where like that color wheel comes in, and it'll show you all the different shades and hues of that color. So
That's
start
actually
figuring out what color
that's
you're
a
gonna
that's a
fucking
really good
paint it.
point because like obviously the first thing most people do is paint their bikes like flat black. Right? If you first start building and you're just rattle canning it, you're like, oh, flat black. Now and then everybody's done that at least once. But the color thing, if you're
Yeah,
not super into like the colors and you don't have a color wheel or whatever, when you're selecting your colors, you're just like, oh, I like purple. Yeah, you know how many shades of fucking purple there are? You know how many shades of fucking yellow there are? I remember one
yeah,
of my bikes I did brown and it just came out looking like a turd, dude. And I was like, this is the worst fucking thing I've ever. Like, I immediately stripped it, like gloss brown, dude. What the fuck?
yeah, yeah. It's like like there's like purples here, but then like purple, there's like violet, red violet, blue violet. Like there's so many different kinds of purple, and if you're going to use a shade of any of these colors, you want that complementary color to be within that same shade, or it doesn't make sense. Like, so it's like putting a neon color with like a fucking pastel color. It could work, but in theory, like they shouldn't, like it should be kind of the same. Like if you're gonna paint an all neon thing, it should be all neon colors. They shouldn't be different.
And that's the same with like the
So let me
sheen and
ask you
stuff
this,
too.
because I remember when I first started.
Oh, go for it, bud.
What's that?
We're talking over each other
So
a
let me
little
ask
bit
you this, because
here.
this is
There's a
something that
slight
I
delay.
struggled with. Yeah, a little bit of a delay. So if you go through your color wheel, or these guys, the builders or whatever, go through their color wheel and they pick their colors. Where do you recommend they get their colors?
Where do they get their paint and stuff?
Yeah, get the paint from. Yeah, because for somebody who doesn't know, you know what I mean. You might follow, like, for example, I think at the time I followed Paint Huffer on Instagram, and I was like, okay, that's where you get paint, and I think that's where I bought my paint from, or Epic Colors, or something like that, something on
Yeah.
Instagram. And
No,
otherwise, I wouldn't have any if I had any idea.
no, definitely use Tropical Glitz, dude. And it'll get shipped to you pretty fucking quick, dude. Um, I'm like 2,000 miles from Tropical Glitz, and I still get my stuff in like 3 days. Like, he gets his stuff out there, dude, and it's really user friendly. And even if you don't have an air compressor set up, like his aerosol can arsenal is fucking insanely awesome. So if you're not set up with a paint gun or air compressor, you can still put out a full show shine bike with, excuse me, with his aerosol stuff. So there's a ton of options for you. You know, if you want to spray it with a gun, or if you don't have a gun or an air compressor or any of that shit, you could still put out a full show shine paint job with Tropical Glitz's aerosol cans.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a ton of colors, tons of colors too. It's crazy.
It's endless, dude. And he can also Tropical Glitz can also color match like automotive colors. So if you have an automotive color code in the search bar, you can type it in and you can get that color in Tropical Glitz brand.
Yeah, dude. This show is sponsored by
Fuck yeah.
Tropical Glitz.
If only. No, that's cool. That's really good to know. I was wondering because I was gonna say like if it's, but I don't know how you feel about tinting your own paint on your first go. I certainly wasn't brave enough to tint my own shit. I'm just kind of getting into that now. But
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say that's maybe a little advanced for somebody who's doing their first. And again,
Yeah.
we're not trying to insult anyone's intelligence here. I just want to acknowledge the fact that we have people like Porkies and stuff in this competition, and we're not trying to insult anybody's intelligence. This is
Yeah.
for people who don't know how to paint and are trying to do it for themselves the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're
for
not trying to
sure.
discourage Rattle Can or whatever. So basically, let's go through some of the things. If you're going to do HVLP or LVLP or whatever, you're going to do a spray gun, right? What would you say is the bare essential? If you're just painting a frame, a gas tank, an oil tank, and say a rear fender, just those things. How big of a compressor, all that kind of stuff. What do you think?
Okay. So when I first started painting, I only had like a pancake compressor. So it's not much, dude, but it's enough to do it if you're just doing like one fucking job and that's it. Like if you're not doing it for a fucking job, it's enough, dude, but it's not enough to keep continuously going. Like do like your fender, let the compressor build up, do the next piece and so on. So it doesn't always require like fucking awesome equipment. Like you just acquire all of this equipment when you're doing it like professionally, like as you're doing it for production. So like if you're just doing like a one and done, dude, you could just like it's really nice outside. So like I would just do it first thing in the morning. Like the best time is first thing in the morning if there's still dew on the ground. Like everything is wet, there's no fucking bugs out, there's no dust. Or if not, then wet the fucking ground around you and paint that shit right outside. Dude, I used to paint bumpers in my parents' driveway, you know, making money painting bumpers right in the driveway, painting, you know, chopper tanks in the driveway. Like, you don't need all of this shit to do it, you know, one time or two times. You can, you know, that's how they did it back in the day, you know, and that's how people, you know, there's fucking awesome painters that still paint outside today, you know, so
For sure.
yeah.
Yep.
Just like you have to be like really, you have to be patient, you know, and you have to be like aware of what you're doing because like when I'm in the garage, sometimes I'm pressed for time and I just rush through things and I cut things fucking weird and I just grind it down. I'm like, that's good enough. But like with paint, if you fuck up, you fuck it up pretty bad and you have to kind of like reset. And it's a like the tank that I did uh on my fucking Softail, I repainted that tank fucking 4 times because I kept on rushing and cutting steps. So like you have to be really careful about it. But if you are cognizant of all that shit, like you were saying, if you're painting it outside, make sure it's wet, make sure there's no dust, make sure there's no pollen, you know, like just be aware of all that shit and then just
Yeah.
take your time. And it might be nice to have a paint if you don't have a First of all, you should have a compressor if you have a garage. But if all you can afford is a fucking pancake compressor,
Right.
what are they, 2.5 gallons or something, Harbor Freight, under $100 probably with a coupon?
Yeah.
Like, that's good enough to get you going, and then
Yep.
it'll force you to take
The
your time and
coupon.
look at what the fuck you did, you know?
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
that's what I
You
started with too.
There's no, throw the fucking clock out the window when you're painting, dude. Especially when you're custom painting. Um, it takes it takes patience, dude. So it's fucking chill out, dude. Like do one thing and then switch over to a different part and work on that and let that dry off. And then, while that's drying off, go and work on like the frame. And then when you're painting the frame, go back to taping out your flames on the fucking thing that you were waiting to dry. So like you have so much shit to do. It just takes patience and it's time management. So kind of like lay it out and like map it out and make it make sense because yeah, it takes patience, but you don't want to just be fucking sitting there and letting paint dry, like literally just sitting there waiting for paint to dry. You have so much shit to do when you're custom painting. So, like there's go do something else. And within, a couple minutes, really, that shit's flashed off really quick. And like you're back taping within like 30 minutes, you know, base it out 30 minutes, flash off, and you're fucking taping out flames and you're back to it. So,
Mind you, that's like right now, like summertime. If you're listening to this in January, different thing. It's going to take a little bit longer for your shit to dry, just
yeah.
in case if you catch this
Yes.
late. But
Yeah.
yeah, obviously your temperature, your humidity, all that stuff is going to affect the way your paint dries. So
Right.
and
Yeah.
we could get into the fucking weeds on that too, man. That's like science shit. I spend so much time on the internet reading into that stuff, and it's
Yeah. Well, on all of the tropical glitz stuff, there's a bunch. All of the technical data sheets are available. Um, it'll give you mixing, how you mix the product, uh, gun setup, air pressure setup, and shit like that. Um, it just gives you everything that you need to know how to spray that product. So before you spray the product, just become familiarized with what it is before you use it. Um, become familiarized with it before you buy it. Make sure that it's exactly what you want because there's so many different kinds of paint. There's solid paint, semi-transparent, candy, which is transparent, uh, pearls, transparency. There's a ton of different materials. Like we can go over that shit too if you want to.
there's
But
single stage and all that shit. There's a lot
yeah,
of different stuff you
yeah,
could pick.
yeah. So you really have to become familiarized with your material and you need to know what you want to do first. So then when it comes time to buying your material, you know exactly what it is you need to buy. And then when you buy it, you're like, well, fuck, how do I mix it? How do I spray it? And that's what the technical data sheets are for. And just follow the instructions, dude, and take your time and be very, very thorough with the instructions. And it's just like everything, dude. Just read the instructions and usually it sets you pretty good. And it's if you try to cut corners, usually it's gonna bite in the ass, you know? So
If you're the
just
kind of guy like me that you're trying to build yourself something that you just bought from IKEA and you're like, fuck the instructions, you can't do that with paint. You have to read your TDS. Like you have to, especially when you're using a new product. You got to know how much you're mixing. You got to
yeah,
know the ratio. You have
yeah,
to know it's pot life. Some stuff needs an induction time. If you're using epoxy primer, you got to let it sit when it's mixed for 15 minutes before you put
yep,
it in the gun.
yep.
So it's like if you don't know that shit and you just throw it in the gun and you go spray it, like good luck fucking doing it again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
Also, Tropical Glitz has a YouTube channel, and Manny goes over a lot of mixing instructions with the product, which is fucking awesome, dude. Because there's products that are out that he has that I still haven't used, and I'm like, I have questions, and usually the answers are right on his YouTube channels. So go on the YouTube channel, on Tropical Glitz's YouTube channel. Manny puts out a ton of them, and just see what's going on, see what you like, see what flavor you like. There's just it's just endless, dudes. You know, you really got to figure out what what you're gonna paint. Figure out what the hell you're gonna
Yeah,
paint
I
on
had
it
a
first.
like the
Start
the
there.
mixing stuff with I had to have Dan walk me through on the phone because it gets confusing because some stuff uses reducer, some stuff uses activator, you know what I mean? And then all the different kinds, right? You have your base coat, your top coat, you have your clear coat, you have pearls, you have flake, you have candies,
Oh, dude.
like
Yeah.
and to understand how they all interact with each other too. Like if you put a pearl on top of this color, that's the other thing is like once you start layering, right? Like if you put a pearl on a white, it's going to look different than on a black. And same thing with a metal flake. If you put like I did on both my last builds and I hated it. I put gold flake on black and it looks like brown, but you put it on white and it looks like copper.
That's why you need to understand color theory. You would have known what it would have looked like if you understood the basics of color theory. Dude, the best way I can try to explain color theory really is it's not like like when you're like looking through stained glass, dude, it's like it's a different color. Like there's a red piece, there's a fucking blue piece, you know, a green piece. And then when you look outside, all the colors outside appear different colors because you're looking at it through a filtered color. So it's the same way with paint, dude, especially all your candies and stuff. So when you layer a color over a different color, yeah, it's going to change. It's not that color's not its purest form anymore because it's not over like the only time the color is going to be its purest form is when it's over like white or and like over like a silver base coat, so um that's why understanding color theory would also help too, because when you just like you're gonna spray a color over something, you're like, oh shit, this doesn't look what I thought it was gonna look like. This looks like shit. But if you would have known ahead of time, like if I mix these two colors, like that you learned in fucking kindergarten, with your primary colors, you're like, how do I make secondary colors? It's the same fucking thing.
And you can always test it out, right? Like
It's
you
yeah,
do
it's
a test panel or something, and you're like, if you're
yeah,
not sure, you can just spray a
dude.
little of each and see how it interacts, right?
That's what these are, dude.
The best test
Fuck
panels,
yeah, dude.
dude. I fucking love these test panels.
Yeah,
So fucking
this is
That's
sick.
all
great,
cracked.
dude. Look how it
So
changes the red
that's
on
what
top of
these
the
are.
green.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a perfect example. And you
Yep.
got
That's
someone
candy.
you can sell
yeah,
those too
Translucent
because people just
candy.
hang them up. Those are wall hangers and shit.
yeah. So these are all just like I keep these or I gift these to friends. So this one, my buddy Zach, he's getting married and he tore his ACL. Um, so he's getting married and he has been out of work for a little bit. So he's putting on like a Jack and Jill and they're gonna like raffle this off and hopefully
Sick.
make some money. Um, this is another one here. And that's all these are, dude. They're test panels, like it's set up, like a fucking tattoo sheet. It's just all like different bullshit I wanted to try. Um, so that's all these are. They're just like, it's like a sketch pad for me. And it's to understand, like color placement and shit like that. Like like if I layer this color over this color, how's it gonna look if my base color is a different color? And that's pretty much what I do with these test panels. And then yeah, I have a bunch of them, dude. And I either keep them or I gift them to my friends like on their birthdays or shit like that.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Test spray out's always a good idea.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have this much time. That way you can game plan your colors and all that shit, and you can get the process down too. And you're spraying it on a piece of what do you usually use? You just get a sheet of a steel or aluminum or whatever, like the getting
Oh,
spot kind of deal.
nah, dude. Best fucking hack ever, and it's a recent find. All right, 5 and below, dude. You know there's stupid fucking signs that say like, "Please don't come in my bedroom. I'm sleeping and farting." Like stupid shit like that. That's what
Yeah.
that's what these are.
No shit.
Yeah, I paint over these things. So like, yeah, that's what
Fucking A.
that's what this one was. Like my room, like while I'm sleeping, my room smells like farts or something. You know, like just
I wouldn't paint
it
over
just
that.
says like
That's a
the dumbest
classic.
it just says the dumbest shit, but they're only $5, dude. And
That's a hot
That's
tip.
sick.
I just take a red yeah, I take a red Scotch Brite pad and I Scotch Brite it, and then I put a primer sealer down, and then I do a white base coat, and then it goes from there. Like if I'm doing a metallic, you know, like this is a metallic one with candies. So it starts out as a white base coat and then silver metallic over top. So whenever I'm doing super bright colors, I always start over white because I want it to be as bright as possible. Um, and that goes for if you want it as dark as possible, you'd start with a black base coat. But and candy, if you want it on the darker shade, you would put like a black base coat and then put like like a gold metallic down, and then all of your colors will be like more saturated, you know, like darker. So that's kind of how you play with candies and shit like that.
And it's a lot of fun to do. And
It is
you can do that stuff. You can do a lot of that graphic stuff with a little airbrush too. And you can get those airbrush kits.
super
You
cheap.
can get the cheap ass ones on Amazon and they fucking work. Who cares? Or you can go get I don't know about you, Mikey, but I had I think it was a Neo Eclipse.
Oh yeah, dude,
And I
those
know
things
it's not
rule.
like a nice one.
They're
Yeah,
50
dude,
bucks.
I got one at Hobby Lobby, like down the road, and it fucking rules.
Yeah,
And they're not expensive.
I
They're
got
under
like
100
4 of them.
bucks. Yeah, dude, they're the shit.
Yeah.
I use them all the time. So you can get, like you said, go to Hobby Lobby or whatever and get some shit like that, scuff it up, and then you can practice your layout and your flames and your taping and all that shit on something that isn't your actual motorcycle. You're not.
Right.
It's going to be harder for you to sand it off your bike
It
than
sucks.
it is for you
It
to
sucks
just say,
more
fuck
too,
this thing,
especially
bin
like
it, and then start
like
again.
like taking the paint off your tank over and over and over again and shit, you know. And if you're good doing it aggressively, you're
You should
removing
practice. You
material
should
and you're opening
practice.
yourself up to little pinholes in your fucking gas tank and shit.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm trying to think of some other things. So, what are your thoughts on a gun, on an HVL? If you were going to run an HVLP or LVLP or whatever, if you want to go into the difference, you can. But just as far as like, would you just stick with the Harbor Freight purple gun or what?
So for like a HVLP gun?
Yeah. If you were doing it like a you're just doing one paint job for the first time.
So I haven't used like a Harbor Freight gun in a really long time, but
Mm.
I do know that they have this one, I think it's called like a Black Widow, and it looks just like a soda jet. And
It works great.
from what I hear, it works great. Now I hear they're what are they like $200 or something like that?
Yeah, I got the HTE one, and I want to say it was like 179 or something, and then I had a coupon or whatever for it.
That's killer. It doesn't get any better than that, dude. You
Yeah,
know?
dude, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how equivalent it would be to the SATA, but because I've never sprayed one, but the HTE works really good, and yeah, for that price, it's hard to beat it. I personally wouldn't recommend you just go get the purple shitty one. Maybe for your primer gun, sure, because fuck it.
Right, right.
I think those come with like I think they're a 1.7, right? A 1.7 tip.
They used to
I can't
come
remember.
they used to come as a 1.8, and I would get those just for spraying like primer or like fucking single stage for like trailers and shit. Now they only come in a 1.4. So
Oh, really? No
yeah.
shit.
Which is good for like a clear coat. It's it's a little fat for a base coat.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's I shoot primer at a 1.7.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
good
definitely.
for a high build. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I personally I wouldn't recommend getting the purple one. Those things kind of fucking suck, and not for nothing. You can get that exact same gun. It's the same gun body. It might just be a different color, but you can get them on Amazon, and they come with 3 different tips. And then you've got a 1.4, a 1.7, and a 1.8 or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, however they
Well,
delineate it. But at least now you have 3 needle nozzle
Yeah,
combinations.
and Harbor Freight, dude, they used to
What?
only have the purple gun, and now they have like 10 or 15 different guns.
Yeah.
Like they have a bunch. There's like the high end one, like the Black Widow or whatever. And
Yeah.
there's a shit ton in between too.
Yeah.
Yep, they've got
right.
Black Widow airbrushes and all that shit. I have their little briefcase airbrush air compressor too, and
I
it's
use that
fucking
one.
shit hot, man. That
It's
thing
wicked
rules.
convenient, dude, just to turn that
Yeah.
little compressor on. And it's compatible
Yeah,
with
it's
other
super
like
sick.
guns too. So like I fucked up the one that came with it. You know, I left paint in it or some stupid shit. And then I just bought another one off Amazon. You know, it fucking sprays paint, and it's a nice little compressor. You don't have to boot up the fucking 80-gallon. But the other thing I wanted to say too is like so we talked about like if you're just doing one fucking paint job or whatever, you're a beginner, get the little pancake compressor, get a decent gun. Don't do the purple gun. There's other options, and you're not that broke, you know, for an extra
Yeah.
$50, get a decent gun. But a big thing with painting
Right.
is contamination between the fucking compressor and the gun, water and oil, depending on what kind of compressor you
Right.
have, right? So what do
Yeah.
you use for that? Like if you had
Yeah.
a basic setup, can you just use like a little trap, or should you get an actual like what are they called? The filter. Yeah, the Desiccant filter.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can run like just little inline filters. So you can run like a little like a little desiccant filter uh where it comes out of the air compressor that plugs in out of the out in the air compressor, and then your hose plugs into that. And then there's like a little it looks like a little like a pancake adapter that screws onto the bottom of your gun, and that's like a desiccant filter too that separates water and solids and oils and shit like that. And that works they work really nice. And that's pretty much all you'll need, and you should be good, you know. If you're just doing a one and doneer, dude, you know,
Yeah.
you'll
And
be
a
set.
decent regulator too, I would say, like by
Yeah,
the gun, right? Like I mean, you're regulating the airflow at the
yeah,
gun, but to have one, you can get them pretty
Yeah.
cheap. But like, if you do get like, I had the Harbor Freight one on there, and it didn't register after a couple of times. You know, like I don't know, it was a piece of shit. So I got a decent one. You know, not an expensive one, but more than $5 or whatever the fuck they sell them for. Getting a
Yeah,
good
you
regulator
definitely need
helps.
a
The other thing about these Amazon guns that I'm talking about, and it really doesn't matter, just type in HVLP spray paint gun on Amazon. A lot of them not only come with 3 needle nozzles, they'll come with like a cleaning kit. They'll come with the air fitting. They come with like all of that shit. So you don't really have, they come with a cup. Some of them come with the little inline filters, all that shit. So, and most of them come with their own regulator. I must have 6, 7 little mini regulators in a drawer in the garage.
so if anybody
So if
needs
you're
a
local,
regulator.
yeah, if you're local and you need one, hit me up for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's honestly, if you're looking to go a spray gun route and you don't have all that SATA Iwata money and shit, and you don't
Yeah.
plan on doing this ever again, just go get a decent one from Amazon. And I say decent. You know it's decent when it's not $13. I think the last time I bought one, I actually just bought one with it's got a 2.5, a 2.0, and a 1.8. And I got that just for doing the flake that I'm about to do to Clay's bike, just because that's a fucking fire hose. You know what I mean? 1.5 flake would go right through it. So I don't have to worry about that. And I want to say that whole kit, the gun, 3 needle nozzle, combos, fucking all that shit was like $40 or something.
Right.
And works fucking money is what I actually just used it to spray primer the other day because my
Yeah.
other compressor was shit in the bed. I don't even think I've told you that, Mikey. I just had to fucking drop dime on a fucking
Seen your story.
60-gallon compressor.
I wish you would have talked to me. I have a compressor for sale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know him.
You know,
I
dude,
know him far.
I'm pressed. I had to get one fucking coming like right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't go one full day without air. So
That's
that
the way
hurt.
it goes, dude. That's the way it fucking
Yeah,
goes.
that hurt. I was like, I texted Rhino and I was like, guess whose fucking paint or guess whose compressor just started shitting the bed in the middle of a born free fucking paint? Like, of course,
Yeah.
this one.
It
It
never
couldn't
happens at
happen
a
during
convenient
anything else.
time, right? It couldn't have happened fucking 6 months
No,
ago
No.
or after you were done.
It's part of the
no.
story.
But I got that new one in there, dude, and it's night and fucking day, man. It's 14 CFM at 90, and it's night and fucking day.
Nice. What
Oh
kind
my
did you get?
god.
What kind did you get?
I just ended up with the Husky, man.
Oh, yeah, I heard those things roll.
I mean, it's
Is it a 60
working
gallon?
pretty good right now. 60 gallon, yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it was under a grand, so
Nice.
hard to beat it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
hard
got
to grand ship to my door.
I got this I got an 80-gallon Devair compressor, dual piston. It's fucking top of the line, dude. I think it's like 6 grand. It was like 6 grand brand new. Yeah. But it's a vertical. It's vertical. It's fucking in really nice condition, but I have it for sale. So if anybody's looking, I'm trying to get like $1,200 for it, which is like giving it away.
What is it?
Yeah.
What's the CFM on
But
that?
it's dude, I don't know all the specs on it. I don't know. But it's all on the tag. I have the tag on the side of the compressor. I can take a picture
Yeah, send it to
and
me because
look at it.
I'm
But
interested.
when I
I have a 80-gallon 2-stage Cobalt that I've been beating the absolute shit out of for years, vapor honing and stuff, just
Yeah.
constantly running. It's like, yeah, duty time's like 10 minutes. I'm like, how about fucking 6 hours straight? It's like leaking oil and shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna explode soon, and I never empty it ever.
Yeah.
Things just like
This
spraying
is like
straight
a
rusty
this is
water.
like an industrial grade. That's fucking gross. Yeah. But I have, I have like a refrigerant, a refrigerant setup for it and like a water trap setup for it. So it's pretty much like it's my whole paint setup from when I was painting in New Jersey. I ended up just building a whole new air compressor setup when I moved out here to New York. So all of my old shit's still just sitting around not being used. So I got all that shit around.
No shit.
Yeah.
All right, so clean air's important. But yeah, you can just get if I think we kind of glazed over it, you can just get these little cartridge filters that literally screw into the bottom of your paint gun.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you with your little regulator there, so you can control your airflow and blah 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 right there.
Right.
So look into those. Some of them are, I think they're called fisheye filters too. There's
Yeah.
like a brand that makes them, and
I
you
use
can get them
those.
at Lowe's and shit. But yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. Fisheye eliminator and shit. There's a whole bunch of them. We've covered the gun. Yeah, as far as the place you spray, like you said, like you spray it up outside, but yeah, wetting shit down is your best bet. So again, if you're doing this in January and you're anywhere where it freezes, wetting shit down isn't going to be your best bet.
If you're planning on
but-
doing this and you don't have anything, like you don't have a fucking compressor, you don't have a gun, you don't have any, buying some stuff right now if you're going to paint 6 months from now, because paint's wicked expensive. Like, don't be thinking that you're going to go drop, I'm going to go get a compressor, a gun, a fucking air hose, and then fucking 7 quarts of paint or whatever. Like, the kind of paint that you're going to use is expensive. So you're going to plan on dropping $500 on if you're doing like base coat, clear coat, top coat, and flake and all that shit. Like, if you're getting a fancy paint job, and don't even get me started about fucking gold leaf and all the other shit that you can do and image first. Like, if you're doing a decent paint job, dude, it's going to cost you some coin. So, buy a quart here, buy a quart there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll cost you 10 times more in time than it will in money. But it'll be so fucking worth it when you have a nice cut and buffed, decent paint, like tape lines. That's the other thing too, is tape. So we should talk about that. A lot of you are probably considering doing some sort of taping, whether it's panels or flames or whatever. So Mikey, why don't you run us through what you recommend for just your regular tape setup?
Let me grab some vinyl, I guess. Do you want me to grab some of my vinyl tape or show
Yes,
you
I
some of the
actually, yeah, I
difference?
might have some too. But
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, taping is
So while he's
yeah,
doing that,
it's an
I'll
art
explain.
form all in of
Vinyl,
itself. It's separate from painting. It's like laying
it
tape.
is, and a lot of it's a lot of fun to do. When I was first fucking around with tape, I got some fine line tape. I want to say it was probably 1/8 inch. So you got 16th inch, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, blah 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 blah, all sorts of denominations. Two primary different kinds. You have vinyl and the crepe tape.
Right.
Crepe tape is paper. Is like actually when you get down to it, it's like adhesive covered paper, and it's great for laying straight lines and shit. But I have a lot of trouble curving that shit.
You can't curve that crepe
Yeah,
tape. Some guys can. If you're okay with having like crinkles in the middle of like on the outside of your tape line, it's okay. You know, if you're just painting the inside, it's okay. But it's a lot easier when you're using vinyl tape because it's a lot more pliable. So I'm opening up 2 new packs now because I don't have any open up here right now. So I'm opening up 2 new packs now. Um, so I'm not gonna get into brands and all that shit, but I'll get into maybe some color coding because that's pretty universal, you know. So here we got a couple different tapes here that we're gonna look at. So we have this is vinyl tape. Now, pretty much all the brands are pretty much color coded. Green is super flexible. It's good for straight lines and for curves. This is 1/8, and this is pretty much everything that I outline all of my initial graphics with is 1/8 line. This shit, dude, you can wrap this around a dime if you want to. You know, like I can make some really tight turns. I'm gonna find some examples here. You know, like this is all done with 1/8 and 16th. Like this is my finger, for example. Like you can turn this stuff pretty tight, and the inside and the outside of your arcs and your radiuses will be flat and smooth. Unlike like masking style fine line tape. So 1/8 and then this is 1/16. This shit's super, super thin. Um, this is 1/16 is everything I use for doing super small detail or doing all of my outlines for my flames and shit. So, vinyl is everything I use for doing graphics. Um, and this, like your masking style tape is pretty much only good for straight lines. Um, and it will help you get like lasers, straight lines and shit like that. Damn, my phone's only got 4%. So then,
oh, we'll have to wrap it up.
yeah. So then this is, my masking tape here. So once you have all of your graphics laid out, you know, then you have to take your masking tape and backmask everything out. And I use an X-Acto knife, and you want to just stay on just your vinyl tape and cut out and then weed out the area that you're going to paint. So you need vinyl tape for graphics, and you need like automotive grade masking tape for all your back taping because if it's not automotive grade, the solvent from your paint will heat it up and all the adhesive will be stuck on your paint and you're pretty much fucked. So
That's what I've been doing.
no,
That's why all my paint jobs come out like
yeah,
ass.
No shit, I
I
didn't
didn't know
know
that.
that. You've been
damn,
using blue tape?
damn,
Ugh,
Rhino, what the fuck?
I have failed you. I have failed you. All right. Well, hey, your phone's about to die, so let's wrap this up. I want to at least give you a chance to sign out here. We should definitely do this again. Obviously, we could go way fucking deeper. Maybe I'll just fucking come out there and we'll set up a camera on me, and you can just shoot the shit and talk paint. We'll throw it on YouTube or something.
I'm always down for
Fuck yeah,
that.
dude.
That'd be fun as fuck.
It
Just
would
get
be
high
fun.
and fucking talk paint.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we can
Sick.
we can talk paint fucking for hours.
For sure. And I just want to say on here, thank you for all the advice and shit. I hit up Mikey all the time. I'm probably a thorn in this dude's side. I hit him up for advice all the fucking time, and he's never shooed me away yet. So I appreciate you, man, for that. And
Yeah,
thanks for coming on, dude.
absolutely, dude. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. I learned
Fuck
a
yeah.
lot. Learned a lot tonight.
Any
Okay,
good,
that's good.
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 I'm inspired to do
Learn
it. I'm
something new
gonna do
every
a good
day.
paint
Yeah.
job
Anything
next
you want to
time.
say to sign
Yeah.
out, Mikey?
Yeah. What was that?
Anything you want to say to sign off here? Any shout outs or anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Tropical Glitz. Um, my girlfriend Zoe for letting me work all fucking night and getting all my projects done and putting up with my tight ass deadlines. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna start booking work in October, and I get booked up pretty fucking quick. So if you guys are looking for show shine paint job or a cracked patina paint job, you know, traditional hot rod or fucking lowrider style, hit me up. Let me know what you want to do, and let's get you booked. So that's what I have to
Fuck
say.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Don't fuck around. If you're not in the Idle Hands show and you can afford to have somebody paint your shit, send it to fucking
Give it
Mikey.
to the pros.
Oh yeah, yeah, and if any of those guys got any questions, with their Tropical Glitz products, give me a shout, and I can help them out with any questions they got.
Fuck yeah.
Good shit. Thank you, man. I
All
appreciate
right,
that.
Mikey, stick
Yeah,
around for a
sure.
minute, and we're gonna sign off here.
Deadbeat Customs. Steve over at Deadbeat Customs is about grassroots motorcycle riders who take it upon themselves to build and customize their bike. They offer parts for all Harley-Davidson models and also custom parts for choppers, bobbers, trackers, and cafe racers. When it comes to building a custom motorcycle, they carry the best brands available. Go visit their brick-and-mortar store in Tewksbury, Mass, or at deadbeatcustoms.com. Remember, enter Lowlife at checkout and save some loot. Stay strong, Co. Sean Luke has been sent down from the heavens to bless us lowlifes with the greatest motherfucking hot sauce in the world. Sweet heat baby Jesus in the white pants heralds a message from God himself. This hot sauce is for your food. Keep it off your butthole. The shits, and the hotter than hellfire lowlife chopper sauce. Go to staystrongco.org today and grab yourself the holy trinity of hot sauces. Oxford Co. Choppers. Chris is the original bad boy from Oxford, Connecticut. From frame restoration and repair to handlebars and hardtails. Hard parts for hard men. His hardtails are expertly TIG welded and installed in-house. Made of USA-made steel, cast axle plates, he is your man for the hardest shit to hit the East Coast since Hurricane Bob. Find him on Instagram at oxfordco.choppers. Steel City Blacksmithing. Josh specializes in handcrafted steel work right outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Anything from custom motorcycle parts to hammers and tomahawks. Don't get it twisted. If it can be twisted, he's twisting it. Check him out at steelcityblacksmithing.com today. Beck Built Fab. Dustin is the plug for excess chopper parts. That's why we call him the Metric Man. Drum disc brakes, mid controls, hand shifters, foot clutch, modded worm gears, intakes, and more. He can do any fabrication job, weld repair, upholstery, or even maintenance. Check him out at beckbuiltfab.com.